Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Football Report. I'm your host, Spiro Maurikas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose. And Coach, bye week this past Saturday. Take us through what you do with the team during that bye week period.
Well, we didn't get home until, I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock after the West Coast trip. So Sunday was kind of a crushing day. But to be honest, we didn't take a day off. We went right back at it. So we practiced Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday last week. Practiced our stuff, practiced a little Stony Brook stuff, and then had a little bit of scrimmage for the younger guys, let them compete a little bit. Didn't practice on Friday, just worked out a lot. Kind of tried to carry the load of what we do on a Friday and a Saturday, but basically we weren't going to hit anybody and just tried to heal up a little bit from those 2 days. And then Sunday we came back, and instead of meeting, we just practiced. Get a little bit
now back to just normalcy.
Exactly. Normally we're just going to keep on rolling on the same schedule for as long as we can.
How much time do you spend looking, because you have a week off, looking to add more things or evaluate what you have done that has worked as opposed to things that haven't worked, maybe more so than you do when you're on a week-to-week basis where you're trying to prepare for another opponent?
Self-scout is a key component of any bye week in any team, in any league, in any sport ever. If you have a bye week, you're going to physically try to help yourself, but you're going to mentally try and help yourself. You're going to evaluate, what have you done well? What haven't you done well? What do you need to do better? What do you need to just give up on and move away from? And that analytical part of that's a standard in a bye week. So that's why we don't spend a whole lot of time working on an opponent. We spend a whole lot of time working on us. How we practice, what we practice, why we practice, learning the whys of some of the things that we probably thought we knew for certain, but we didn't. And because we didn't, we weren't as sharp during the first part of the season. So that's a key component. As far as the adding, we're always adding and we're always subtracting. It evolves week to week based on the foundation of what we got, the skill sets of our kids, and who we're playing against.
Well, this week you are playing Stony Brook, and will come into this game like Towson, needing a victory badly. They're 1-4. They're led by Tyson Lawton, who's rushing for over 5 yards a carry. He's got 4 touchdowns in 5 games, 425 yards. What makes him an effective running back?
Great vision and balance. He's a downhill kid. He's a slider. But if needs be at point of contact, he can be a very, very physical runner. There's certain runners that get tackled and certain runners that they hit you when you tackle them. He's got a little bit of both.
You know, it's odd that in this time of spread offenses and teams throwing 40, 50 times a game, that here you go for the third week in a row, you're facing an opponent that runs it almost 2-to-1 to throwing it. There probably aren't 20 or 30 Division I football teams in the country that do that, and you're facing the third one in a row.
Yes, I know. It's like walking into a room with a bunch of sledgehammers every week. That's okay. We got our own too. What is it they say? I don't want the white knight with the shiny armor. I want the black knight with the dented armor. I want the guy that's been to war over and over again, because those guys will last. So yeah, I'd say it's been a physical challenge for us, and it'll be playing Stony is always a physical challenge. It always has been ever since Chuck's been there. That's the type of football team they are. And we don't shy away from that. But to have 3 in a row like that, yeah, it doesn't happen very often. But if you can survive the physicality of it, it sets you at a higher level for what you're used to and what you can dish out.
My next point was going to be the Towson Stony Brook games have been some of the most physical that you have had over the last 10 years.
Agreed. And good years, bad years, they always go into the fourth quarter, and it's the guy left standing at the end. It's always a ball game. It's always a fight. They're very well coached. They're very, very talented. There's guys on that team that we might have or may not have recruited, and guys on our team that they may or may not have recruited, and all those guys know each other. So, it's no backyard brawl or anything, but it's always a good football game.
Their quarterback, Tyquell Fields, he's kind of a dual guy. He's thrown for 880 yards. He's also rushed for 139 yards, carried the ball 47 times. The one thing that does stand out is he has thrown 7 interceptions to only 3 touchdowns. Hopefully that's something that you can exploit this week.
As you get into league play, turnovers are turnovers are always important, but as you get into league play, it's even more so. That there's little room for error against very, very good football teams, and the teams that turn the ball over the least usually tend to win. And right now, we haven't taken care of the ball very well in the air. Either one of the quarterbacks that have played. We've done an okay-ish job forcing turnovers, but not an exceptional one. And this is something that we have to get better at on both sides of the ball if we want to be as good as we think we can.
The other thing is you are now done with non-conference football. The next 7 weeks is all CAA play, and I'm sure your players are excited about that. And I know you probably are too. I mean, this is what you coach for, to play against the best, and CAA week in, week out is one of the best conferences in the country.
One of the cool, if you're fortunate enough, and you know the history of our place, the years that we haven't been able to be in one, but if you're fortunate enough to be in a conference, especially a good conference, then the automatic goal is to win it. And when you win your conference, good things happen. And that's been the case here. Whether it is trips to the playoffs or national notoriety, winning this conference is a hard thing to do. Mike London told me, he goes, the year we won the national championship, we were third in the conference. That's our league. So if you can even find a way to win this league, that's awesome. And our guys are incredibly excited to stop going all over the place to play. We want to play our conference games, and we want to play them at home in front of our fans and have a lot of fun doing it.
And that is this Saturday, 4:00 at the U. And we hope everybody will come on out and cheer on the Tigers. And good luck. We'll talk again next week, sir.
Thanks, Bureau. Looking forward to it. See you Saturday.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Football Report.